Okay, 15, 16, good luck. Ooh, gone berserk as well with such a rating gap. Is that for real? He's much higher rated in bullet actually. This could be someone underrated. I'm assuming that from the way he's gone berserk, so... Okay, he's gone back over. Gonna play c4, try not to be too passive here. Down we could obviously just take, we'll just take here. Just gonna make sure I blockade so the queen is okay, get castled. My opponent might go berserk against everybody, of course. Might do. So we've got queen up and we can hit the pawn and the knight. If you play knight back, we can take and mess the structure up. So queen up, knight back, take. It would be a good structure for us, that it would be good. It's whether we want to keep the two bishops. I think I'm going to play for this. I know he's offering a draw. I'm just going to let him drop back. And I'll probably take to double the pawns. If it gives us a really big long-term target, that's what he's gone for. So I'm going to take and castle. Okay, now I've just got to unwind my pieces. So I'm going to drop the queen back just to hit the pawn. If I go too far quickly with my pawns, it gives him a target. So I'm just going to go b3, restrict the knight at least here, and get my bishop into play. So hit the pawn. But now I've got queen up again to create a mate threat. He might have to push pawns here. I don't want too many moves. Right, I've completed my minor piece development now. So yeah, he's played f6, so he did that anywhere. But now I can come across and attack the bishop and the pawn. The pawn is what we really want. But we could trade a knight for bishop. Well, we've got rook across c guards it. That's what he's gone for. So I'm going to come across. So 3 attack and 2 defend it. So now he's gone to defend again. So we can throw a bishop in and 4 attack and 3 defend. Now if he pushes forward, we've got the option to take. He'll have to take and we should be able to take back. So it looks like a sensible move. Now if he pushes, my bishop's under attack. It's the only thing I've got to look out for. So bishop takes, we attack the queen. If he takes here, we take, he takes, and we take back. I think it's all good, so I'm going to play it. So 4 attack it. And what's he got? 3 pieces defend it, and we've got 4 pieces attacking it. If he pushes, we just got to take a bit of time to double check our calculations. Because he does attack our bishop if we ignore it. So we just double check the calculations, but I think we just play bishop takes bishop. But you often come across this type of structure in the reti openings, or them type of openings. It should be quite good for white, it should be. I think we just take everything here, but probably go with the bishop first so we don't risk getting it trapped. And take it. He's looking at rook up and across, so he didn't actually do it. So we've won the pawn. Okay, so now I guess we double up here and we target this pawn and see how he defends it, and then we start to march forward if we can. So we're a pawn up now. So d4 again, it gives him a bit of a target, but it gives us a lot of center control. So this time I'm going to play it and try and bring my king across. He's gone berserk, but he's still going a little bit on the quick side, really. A little bit quick. Okay, let's just kick his king backwards. Okay, now I'm going to bring my king right forward. Now, I'm not going to take there and connect his pawns. Rook across, probably just launch forward. Now I'm going to try and gradually push forward and see if we can find some way to break through. Maybe rook here as well. So let's go f3. Obviously I've got to try and still use my time. We've got plenty of it. So that gives us a chance to push up again now. Here, if we take, the pawns are connected that side, but we've got a center domination, haven't we? It should be good to trade now, I think. I think it's good to go here. Allow rook up, takes, get all the rooks off. King up and just push for the center, and it should be good for us. Yeah, it should be winning for us. That's my assessment. Don't mean it can't go wrong, but I think this should be winning for us. Okay, now if I push here now and he takes and I go here, he can't defend and we just take, right? So I think pawn up is a move. And if he comes here, we can blockade and we've got a protected passed pawn. If I go here, if he takes king up, we're going to take back. But I could just do this first, do I? No, I think I push forward and then king up. He's got to use his time. You've got to try and use your time. He's still got 3 minutes. Okay, so we get to take. Let's try and keep the opposition here. Okay. I just want to be careful that he doesn't create an outside passed pawn. I'm going to move the pawns as slowly as I can to try and be the one who has the last move advantage. So up, down, takes, and he might gain an outside actually there. So let's push the G pawn. I don't want him to be able to get an outside passed pawn, but now I can go here. I've got the extra spare pawn, haven't I? So do I take here? If he takes, it's a disaster, so I've got to take. Now I assume I go here. If I come back, I'm not getting through to that pawn, so I'm going to go this side and push up. It should be relatively comfortable now, because I can give myself a passed pawn here and collect, and then just switch to the other side. So it doesn't mean we can't mess this up, but it should be comfortable. But I've still got to try and use my time. Okay, so he stepped across. So now I assume I just push. I've got a protected passed pawn. His king can't actually step forward to do anything here. So I'm just going to push and work this side. And if he ever steps too far away, then I just push my pawn. Okay, so I think this is the moment where we push and we deflect his king. We just collect these two. And he doesn't have an easy way in to collect these two. So we should be queening a lot sooner than our opponent does. So does it matter if I chuck him forward a square? Here takes, or here takes here. I think that's actually quicker, isn't it? Just quicker to collect here. And then just push. He needs far too many moves to get a queen. Yeah, so we just collect one, sack for the other one. And we get a win. It's just making sure you don't blunder something stupid now, of course. I know he's trapped on the back rank. Just make sure he's got a square, so stay, say, on the other half of the board, and then you're not going to blunder a stalemate. Or you shouldn't do. And we get a checkmate. Very good. So let's just pause, and then so we don't accidentally start another game, and we'll see how we played it in engine language. So we have 70 moves. So they're the move times for both players there. Let's request an analysis. I'm not bothered if I've got technical blunders in the end. It might say you've missed a false checkmate sequence and it'll flag them as blunders. Yeah, I lost a false checkmate sequence. It flags them as blunders. I'm not bothered about that if it's like a technicality. It'll be some silly thing like the king. Move your king to blockade his king somewhere in the middle of the board, and it'll be some nonsense like that. Wow. Actually, that looks odd, doesn't it? How the figures work. 97% and 93% accuracy. Am I seeing that right? And yet, two technical blunders for me. A blunder from opponent right at the very end. They're all technical blunders then. Lots of mistakes, but still really good in terms of the actual figure, isn't it? But let's just have a quick flick through. Because opponents use berserk mode, I still need to try and play at a reasonable pace so that he doesn't close the gap on the clocks too much. But if you ever get a chance to win the Reti type openings, get this pawn structure, it should be very good for white. It doesn't mean you can't go wrong and mess it up, and you want to go slowly and steadily, does it not launch too quickly and give him a target to get rid of his double pawns, but it gives you a long-term target. And then we've managed to gang up on this isolated pawn and win the valuable pawn, and then we've just gone for slow steady development to the center, and then I've just tried to do my best to calculate in this position And we are, as it turns out, +3 better here. Obviously, I didn't know that playing the game, but I've calculated here now +4. That this position should be good for us because of that extra vital pawn that we've got. I'm just trying to make sure here that he doesn't get a chance to create an outside passed pawn. So we've done that pretty well. And now the king, even if the king wanders over here, there's no way to actually break through with the king. So you've got to focus this side. So we just create that extra passed pawn here to distract his king. And then we've calculated correctly that we managed to queen early, get rid of 1 pawn. Yeah, this is a nonsense of a move in it. I forgot to look at this one here. Checkmate is now unavoidable. It's a nonsense king move or something, is it? Where was it? Oh, that one wasn't flagged as a blunder, this first one. Well, that was for my opponent, so it's queen takes f5 for me. Yeah, what nonsense is that? It's flagging a blunder because I should have thrown a check in instead of taking the pawn. It's one of them technical nonsense moves. It's just funny engine language, that's all that is. We've got another one coming up here. Yeah, I've seen this in a game before, but it was on the other side of the board. It's really weird. But it says if you play a5, you've lost a forced checkmate. But if you play king to c5, it is a forced checkmate, apparently in 13 moves. So how does that make a difference? It's just engine nonsense, isn't it? Complete nonsense in the engine speak there. Just a case of trying to make sure you don't blunder stalemate. But you could easily do a mouse slip and drop the queen on the square before and it's a stalemate. So just got to be a little bit careful there. But it is what it is, a good win.